And now we're going to move on to the NFL. We've broached the topic a tad in the first hour, but Baker Mayfield, Rob, picked up off waivers, claimed off waivers by the Rams. And I want to say this. I like this move for both teams. The Rams are a team that doesn't have a lot of draft picks coming up. So anywhere you can get talent on the cheap, right? They're going to pay him $1.4 million. You take it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, you see what he can do. They're going with John Wolford, who's from the Alliance of American Football.
And you already
Bryce
know what you're going to
do.
You're going to know what you get for those guys. I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, we've seen what they can do, which isn't that much. And for Baker, Rob, I've said it many times on this air. I think his future is like a good situation for him will be to go somewhere where he can back up a veteran next season and learn for a year, regroup, and then the following season, a la Mitch Trubisky, a la Marcus Mariota, you may get another shot at starting. But Sean McVay's had success with quarterbacks. Let's just keep it real. And Matthew Stafford, while not a Hall of Famer, is a good veteran quarterback. And I think if he stays, beyond this season, then it could work out nicely for him. So I think it's a good situation for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, I'm not surprised, Chris. I think people thought when he got released, that's it. All right. No.
You really think people thought no one was going to pick him up?
Some people just, always think like nothing's going to happen for that guy, but there's so few quarterbacks. You know that in this league. You just mentioned the Rams' two backups because they pay Matthew Stafford so much money, Chris.
Right.
They got two guys who aren't worth anything. I mean, I'm not being mean, but you know what I mean. Am I being mean? No, that was
You're
yesterday.
Not trying to. But.
Yeah, I am. I'm just being mean. You get my point. And so when you have a chance to pick up a guy, who was a top pick and
right.
all the ballyhoo and, in his college career, and he was on every other commercial at one point. I mean, you want to exhaust him, Chris, until it's just the fact that he can't play. You just have to keep looking. And we've seen him have those moments. We've seen him take the Browns to 11 wins. We saw him beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs. We saw him play well against the Chiefs. So there's a little something there. It's not like there's other guys who have resumes, Chris, who have never done anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
Never won a big game.
He's really got to regroup, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying
he was
that,
horrible this year.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, but we have seen something.
Right.
I'm talking about guys who have never shown anything or any reason for you to believe that it's going to be different this time is what I mean.
I don't know if you heard this or saw this, Rob. What was he, 1-5 this year with the Panthers? And I get it. They're not a good team. Rob, Baker Mayfield's QBR was 18.2 for the season. Out of the 521 qualified quarterback seasons since they started tracking this stat in 2006, Baker Mayfield's QBR ranked 520th. I mean, he was bad. So, like I said, if Sean McVay can get through to him, help him out, he can regroup. I do think he's been humbled, and I think that's why he's gotten picked up. Because, the attitude he had before wouldn't have cut it for a backup.
Well, yeah, not for a backup. I mean, you got to know your situations. That's why a lot of people never wanted Tim Tebow around, Chris, because he might.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a bad attitude. But he was a celebrity.
He's a distraction. That's what I'm saying. When you're a backup, you got to know how to play that role so that you're not a distraction to the team.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Nobody wants to hear anything about the backup until somebody gets hurt.
Right. Then we will hear all about you. Right.
Yeah. So look, we'll see how it works out. Rob, I know there's reports that he might play tomorrow. I don't think that's best. And here's why. If he does, he does. But right now, and I know, Stafford obviously is entrenched as a starter there. But if you read the articles, it's a little bit of buzz with the Rams. The coordinators on both sides of the ball, Tyler Higbee, tight end. There's a lineman there who was a teammate of his at Oklahoma, Baker. Like they're not saying he's going to come in and start and, lead them to 5 straight wins. But there's a little excitement like, hey, this guy can play. He's talent. We love to bring him in, all that stuff. If he goes out tomorrow, Rob, and plays, and it's bad, which would be understandable, right? New system. You just got there today or yesterday. That excitement would be gone immediately. And so if they sit him out tomorrow, and he has a week and a half to prep for their next game, which would be Green Bay, then I think his chances of playing much better are improved dramatically. And I think that'd be good for the team and him. Their season's over, so it's not like you gotta have him in there to win.
I will disagree with one thing. If you don't think the scouts and the people know that he just came over 2 days ago and he's not really ready, I don't think they're going to hold against him if he doesn't play that great. They'll hold that against him. If he throws
3 picks, you don't think they'll be like, oh,
no, I'm just saying.
They won't cut him, but it'll be jeez.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, knowing that he's only been there for 2 days or whatever, I think that they do understand that. And the flip side is it's a national game, isn't it? Thursday night.
Yeah, that'll make it worse if he plays poorly.
And if he plays well, I'm just saying.
If he plays well, God bless him.
No,
I'm just saying the chances of him playing well, he just got there.
I know, but if he plays well on a national game too, they'll be like, oh, okay, Baker has a couple of things, but everybody's hurt there. That it's a bad situation. You don't expect them to play well. So I'm with you because the Rams aren't that good. They really aren't. But it tells you about John Wolford or whatever. They're not going to waste any snaps on that guy. Come on. Right. It's just a waste.
All right. Again, we mentioned OBJ when we were talking with Greg Jennings. And Rob, OBJ, we know and I'm not mad at him. But he knew, Rob, he wasn't ready. When he goes to visit these teams and doesn't work out, I'm not mad at him for trying to get his money, right? The teams do this all the time. It's a business.
I ain't signing nobody without a workout on a physical.
Well, no.
Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, I'm not mad at him for trying to pull this. But, Rob, this notion that a team, I don't care who it is, that a team is going to give him a deal for next year? And he can't play this year and he's not going to work out for you? That's ridiculous.
That's why he don't have a deal. He went to Dallas. They were salivating over him. Even the Cowboys. And Jerry Jones just had the wool pulled over his eyes, Chris, a gazillion times. Am I right? A gazillion times.
Right.
Even Jerry Jones not going for this okey doke. He just not. He's not ready. I'm not signing a guy who can't play. What?
Absolutely.
And he wants he wants a deal for next year.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I get it. He wants to secure
you can ask for what you want, right?
Chris, he got his contract. He put his contract in crypto. Did you see that story?
No.
He lost, he made no money. I wish
you
Rob
mean which contract?
The last one he had with the Rams. It was, if someone could pull that story up, it was like, Chris, the money in
he
crypto,
made with the Rams,
crapped
crypto.
out, and he wound up making I don't know, because if it was devalued or something, he only made $160,000 off of whatever the contract was. It was that bad. I'm going to try to find it as we're talking.
And obviously he had the huge contract, and he didn't play a lot of that because he was hurt.
I'm just saying, but he wants to secure his future and try to get a multi-year deal, which I get, but you got to be healthy first.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I'm a team, there is no way on God's green earth I'm giving you a deal for next year, and you're not going to be able to play. I can't see you work out. Come back in the summer. Come back before training camp, and we'll see.
Here we go,
We'll see
Chris.
you work out.
The OBJ contract signed with the LA Rams back in November last season. The contract was 1 year, $750,000 deal that he decided to take in Bitcoin. Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin was at an all-time high. It shattered currency records and even let me see what the final number was. But it shrunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It plunged.
Yeah.
And then he wound up making it so that $750,000, he wound up getting like a at the time.
You said about 160 that grand. Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully he doesn't need the money. He's obviously had endorsements and he had the big contract. What was it?
Oh
about
yeah,
90
yeah. I'm
million,
just saying, but that one was
yeah. But no, there's no way you could sign him. And here's the other thing, Rob. He's 30 years old. He's coming off a second ACL injury of the same knee.
Well, that's what's scary is that's the scary part.
I mean, it might even be likely that he's not the same player. And he was great in the Super Bowl till he got hurt. And he was really good in the playoffs, period. But you have got to see him work out before you pay him. And there's no way I'm paying him for next year. And Rob, remember, injuries have been a part of his history as well. I mean, he's obviously coming off an injury, but he's had injury issues for several years of his career, which really derailed what looked like it was going to be an all-time great Hall of Fame career. He's had a nice little career,
after that
but
catch,
not quite lived up right to what he really could have been had it not been for injuries and just other stuff. So